lovely people, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Victoria from Victoria Moons Tarot, and I'm back with you with a different kind of video today. Today's video I'm going to show you how to shuffle and cut the tarot and talk a little bit about it if you are a beginner. Okay, so this is my 78 card classic tarot deck. A little bit big for my hands, and yeah, so I'm not the greatest shuffler in the world, but I just want to show you how to prepare a deck for a tarot reading. Now, I always say a little bit of my own prayer across the deck just to give me a clear and concise reading for the person that you're reading for. Okay, so just do that, and after you've done that, so I always find I put my own energy and vibration into the deck today for your reading. So I always start off with a good shuffle of the deck. So what I do is the classic way is just shuffle. Okay, so I just shuffle the cards like this. This is when I haven't used my deck for a very, very long time. Okay, so I want to get a good shuffling of the cards. You can do this for longer, but I won't. And I've just dropped my camera over. Sorry about that. Okay, and then I take the cards from different sections. Okay, you don't need to see all this on me, do you? Okay, just pause the video there while I got the cards back together. You don't want to see me doing that. So now your deck is ready. Now, I always cut the deck and reverse some of the cards. Sorry about that. I'm trying to do reading and someone's dog is barking outside, so I just closed that off. So what I do now is I attach the other deck to the other deck, and I give the cards a good shuffle. And while I ask Tarot and Spirit to please do a clear and concise reading today for the people that I would like to read for, from a general audience on my YouTube channel. I usually talk to Spirit. I know people think I'm a bit mad when I do it, but I always find if you talk out loud, you get the best vibrations of your voice going into your tarot deck. So I give that a good shuffle. Usually the number that's in your head, I usually shuffle between 6 and 8 times. Sometimes a little bit longer if the number has appeared in my head might be 9, say, and I will shuffle 9 times. So now, how do you choose the tarot cards ready for your reading? Now you can, and I used to do this when I was a beginner, lay out your cards there. Okay, I always find that then you can just put your hands over the deck, and you can even shuffle them a bit more if you want to find out the cards you're reading. Say, for example, you know, if you're in your eyes, you can see that these 2 cards here have stuck out a bit more. So I'll pick maybe that one, and then maybe if I find any heat coming from my fingers or any tingling, and I do from this side, maybe that one. For a past, that there, that I've just sorted there, is a past, present, future spread. So that's your past card, your present, your future. Okay, so this is just examples I'm giving you right now. I'm not actually going to do a reading, even though we'll turn them. Okay, you've got your Empress in reverse, and your 10 of Swords, and your 5 of Pentacles. So that's your past, present, and future. Usually that could be a short tarot reading, yeah? But if you would like to do it a different way, which I've seen done too, which is the way I use also, you could do a classic cards. You reverse your deck, you attach the top deck to the other one. This is the way I do my tarot, and then I neaten them off because I like to see them neat. Okay, and then you could ask a question to say, will I get a new job soon? Now I shuffle. I'm not the greatest shufflers because the cards can be quite large, some tarot decks, and I do love these because they're good on the camera. So you could shuffle your cards. Okay, I always put them neat and tidy. I recommend you do that too. I always think it's nice and clean and tidy. So will I get a new job? I will pick straight from the top of the deck. Okay, 7 of Swords, and that's your reading. You can read what the 7 of Swords means. Will you get a new job or won't you get a new job? Okay. It's a lot to take in. It's just a bit of a reading to how to shuffle a deck, because often it's quite complicated and people have different ways of shuffling. And of course, the Seven of Swords represents confidence and experience, so it's telling you and qualifications, which is really weird. So it's sort of saying, you need to get the qualifications and the experience you need to get that job, and that's just from the Seven of Swords, one card pull. So it's saying yes, you will get the job, qualifications, improvement, experience, and a bit more confidence is needed to get your job. So that's a quick reading. That wasn't for any specific reading at the moment, okay, if you know what I mean. So I'll put the Seven of Swords back in the deck. So that's called a one card pull. So you've had the one card pull and the 3 past, present, future. Now you can, again, I won't shuffle and split again now you've seen me do it, you can do a 7-day reading, which is basically one card for every day. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So what you do then is you read one card for each of the days. So Monday, Tuesday, and you can interpret that as you like. Okay, all of these cards seem to be, every single one seems to reverse. So okay, I wouldn't say that somebody was going to have the greatest of weeks with this spread, but just examples, okay, of what you want to do. Okay, so in this spread I can see already, okay, there's a few arguments that's going to occur, but I'm not reading for any specific person today, so I'm not going to read that spread as it is because I didn't do it properly. Okay, so that's your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday spread. And of course the same applies for days of the month, months of the year. So that's a 12 card spread. You can read one card for each month. Now as you get more and more experienced in tarot, you can make up your own spreads. So I often can read just, if it's one question, which you've seen me do on my tarot reading videos, like does he love me, who's jealous of me, I can often just read 3 cards or a 4th. So I always find past, present, future and want to clarify. That's my little trick. Okay, that's another spread that I use. And every tarot read is the same. You can read 5 cards. You can mix oracle cards into them. Oracle cards are specifically for a subject, I find. So you've got your moonology cards when you read about the emotions and phases of the moon. Love oracle cards, so they can mix very well in with tarot. Tarot is connected to astrology as well, so you find there are a lot of tarot cards. And I'm going to turn the deck over. I don't know what it is. I don't know if anyone else, I don't really like to turn my tarot cards over. I don't know what it is. I prefer to have them that way because I don't really want to see them, if you know what I mean. I don't know why, I'm just funny like that. Okay, so say if you were going to do astrology, each of the major arcana cards are usually connected to an astrological sign. Okay, I'm trying to give you an example here. I can't find one. Right, there you go. The sun. The sun is usually Leo, yeah? So say if you're doing a reading like that, the sun came out, for example, you've got your 5 of Swords in reverse and you've got your Chariot. So this is showing me that there's this reading is specifically more for, not for Leos, but more resonates more with a Leo or Leo sun, moon or rising, which is important in astrology. And it could or it could be for someone who around you is a Leo or someone who acts like a Leo person. It might be a little bit stronger. The reading might be a little bit stronger for them. Yeah. So this Leo this time is going to be a little bit of conflict with someone. That's what I can read from this already. If the 5s are in reverse. So say, for example, I was doing a reading. So this involves Leo people around me, or somebody who maybe is being a little bit bossy, which might lead to some kind of conflict or disruption or even a little bit of stress. But the Chariot says if you stay strong, then you will get through all your problems and you work hard and just stay on the right path, which is what's the Chariot. So there's your simple reading I just did for you there. You see, that was quick and easy. Of course, you want a few more cards just to clarify, and you can get your 2 of Swords coming out here, which is, again, you might have to battle through something. The 2 of Swords usually means unity because it's got 2 swords there. you know, you can make your own reading. The Queen of Wands might come out after it. So you just have the 2 other cards to clarify what the row might be about. This is somebody who's going to be very wise and very clear. So this could represent you, and you've got your 2 suns coming out there, you see? So it could be double Leo, or someone that is acting in a bit of a way, or maybe another Leo will come along. You know, you can interpret another Leo will come along and help sort things out. Somebody who's more wise. They can represent lots of things to lots of different people. Okay, that was just an example. Okay, that wasn't an actual reading. So that's just a little bit of an explanation on how I start reading tarot cards. Now, if you're going to go through all the explanations and the suits, that's going to take in a longer video, which I might do bit by bit. Okay, try and explain, because it takes longer, and I wanted this video to be a shorter video today, because if you speak too long about explanation, you just get bored and switch off. Yeah, so that's how I shuffle and cut my deck, and I showed you a little bit of an explanation how I put tarot readings together. I hope that helped you. You picked up some tips if you're thinking of reading the tarot itself. But I always say, you know, always use tarot as a guide, and ultimately you make up your own mind about things. But once you start reading tarot, you will always go back to it, even if you stop for a while. And it's fascinating. It's a fascinating journey that you'll go on if you try and learn. It does take some work and some effort to learn, and it does actually take quite a bit of homework. So you might even like to get yourself a little book and a pen, which I do from time to time. I bought myself a lovely book here. I always carry it, and sometimes I have ideas for readings that come up for my channel. I go, yes, that would be, you know, what I want to do. Yeah, so tune in. I'm going to upload more videos on the different, it's probably piece by piece, because it would be too long and too complicated, on the different suits and major difference between the major and the minor arcana. I always say that the major arcana, I'll just explain quickly, if I can find the cards, and the difference is that major arcana is cards like, where are they? Okay, it's minor arcana. Whew. Okay, I can't find any major arcana cards. Oh, where are they? Got to be some here. Right, okay, so the major arcana cards would be something like the Hanged Man. Yes, it's major arcana, and I always say the major arcana are the differences. That's the start of your reading, the base of your reading. Okay, if you know what that means, that's the subject of your reading. So that's what your reading or your question was answered about. So say again the Emperor, and then so that's the start of your reading. So you already get the gist of what's going on with these 2 cards. Okay, so it's the sacrifices, and somebody who's more in charge. So you're sacrificing something for somebody. Perhaps somebody's been a little bit too, this is off the top of my head, okay? The Emperor out there is somebody who's a fatherly figure, yeah? So this is sacrifices with the Hanged Man. Maybe even a little bit of confusion. You notice he's hanging from his foot, so he's not dead, so you're not, you know, life will go on eventually, that kind of thing. The Emperor is somebody who's wise, somebody in a position of power in your life. And then say, for example, I've got the 4 of Pentacles coming out, and that's a minor arcana card. Okay, Pentacles, Wands, Swords and Cups. Yeah, and that for me, the minor arcana cards are the emotion of your reading. Okay, if that makes sense. So you've got your major arcana cards at the start and the base of your reading, and the minor arcana cards are the bits and pieces into your reading. If you think of it that way, it's easier to explain a reading, yeah? So you've got your Pentacles, which is usually about finances and security. Cups are usually about emotion. Swords are usually the challenges in your life and how your thoughts are and clarity, and yeah. And then we missed one, the Wands, isn't it? This is not a proper reading, but it's just trying to explain the tarot a little bit to you without confusing you a little bit. It's a lot to learn, but once you start on the journey, you will never ever go back. And you know, there's a skill that many people don't have. It's to read tarot cards, and most people are fascinated when you tell them, and here's a Wands card, okay, for example, yeah, and that's the Wands. So the basis of your reading is the major arcana, okay? And I always find when the minor arcana comes out, which are cups, pentacles, swords, and wands, 8 to 10, yeah, and the numbers mean things as well, so we'll go into that too in the later videos. Yeah, and that the wands represent your spirituality and in a reading. So these are the little tiny bits and pieces and motion of your reading. So that's the basis of your reading. I always say that these minor arcana cards are the little bits of emotion and working out what's going on, bits of your reading, if that makes sense. Okay, hope that makes sense. So I'll finish this lesson today. Shall I say lesson? Okay, I'll finish this tarot lesson today, and I just knocked my camera again, and I hope that there's a few tips for you, for those of you who want to start reading tarot, or maybe you read tarot and just like to brush up a little bit. Okay, so hope that cleared up. I will upload a few more videos trying to explain a little bit more about things as we go along, and hope I helped in some way, and I shall see you soon. Okay, so bye from me, and I'll see you all soon, and I'll be doing another reading soon, so tune back in. Okay, please subscribe to my channel as well and help it grow. I'll be really grateful, and maybe share this video to anyone who wants to learn tarot or wants to, you know, re-educate themselves a little bit, or maybe you're just interested in what I do with my tarot cards. Okay, so I shall see you soon, and bye bye for now. Bye bye.